Hi everyone, good evening. Let me see if it's really going live. We've been trying on tonight's live itself, but apparently the video, the camera is not as great. So I'm not sure if there's anyone there seeing us now. Okay, let us feedback if you can see me, if you can hear me. Probably somewhere around throughout the live itself, right? You might not be able to actually hear me see me that well. But as long as you can hear me, that would be good enough. Hi Shok Yi, okay, thank you Shok Yi for always being here, checking on us to ensure that the live and everything is like going fine, okay. Yeah, okay, so anyone else who is watching tonight, yeah. I just realized that we have been planning on the topic, preparing for the slides and everything, right? Okay. Then only when we are nearing to actually starting the live, like really preparing the setup, right? Nicole then just tell me, Mom, I think you've forgotten to update on your Facebook. And I was like, oh my God. Yeah, because recently is really quite tedious. Okay, there's a lot of things going on. Okay, a lot of preparations. Okay, so that's why I'm so sorry. Okay, I didn't actually in a way like inform all of you beforehand. Hi Chang Feng. Okay, hi Chang Feng. Okay, right, hugs to you Chang Feng. Okay, like 加油加油. Okay, and then hi Lei Hun. Okay, yep, you can see and hear me. Hi Mr. Lim. Okay, I just wanted to text you, but today again I was like really busy throughout the day. I was out, right? Okay, I want to check on you and Serena. Okay, how's things going on with two of you? Okay, it's November now. Hi Elena, Jessie Fu, John Vega. Okay, thank you so much for still tuning in. The same thing as usual. If it's okay with you, please do help me to share this session out so that it can actually reach out to more people. So again, as I say, probably later somewhere halfway through you will see me frozen, okay, on the screen. As long as you can hear me, all right, just ignore whatever, whether you can see me or not. Okay, probably halfway through you will also see that I totally disappear from the screen. Okay, because just now as we're trying, we have some difficulty with the camera. Okay, so as in like, no, if you don't see me, it's fine. Hopefully you can hear me. Okay, so I can see myself like lagging from time to time. Hi Saman Zaidi. Okay, John Vega. Hi. Okay, Karen Chia. Hello. Okay, right, thanks for tuning in, all of you. Okay, the same thing, if you can actually help me to share today's session out, it will be great. Okay, today's topic will be fuyin, a gift or a curse. It's like here, it's like what Halloween effect is it? It's like sometimes you see me, sometimes you don't. All right, so now I'm sure all of you who have actually followed Chinese astrology, especially 八字, okay, you know what fuyin is all about. Okay, so probably some of you here who are new. Hi Serena Liao. Okay, I see a lot of like new names around as well. Okay, thank you for dropping a high note. Okay, so that I can get to know, okay, more of you. Okay, through all this like Facebook Live and all that. It's really a pleasure to me. Okay, and an honor for the past 1 year. Yeah, it's more than 1 year since I've been consistently doing all this Facebook Live, fully sponsored by J Group, right? So I'm really honored to see all of you here. Many of you here are really top fans and followers, okay, that I can see you almost every week. All right, so thank you for dropping a message. Okay, so those of you who have just joined me, if you're first time, okay, joining me, or you just got to know about me recently, do drop a message and say hi. Hi Albert Chan. Okay, Taiva. Okay, Taiva Vadivalu. Okay, I've been seeing you for quite some time. You're from Melbourne, I remember you. Nor Firos. Okay, all right, some of you is like Ayaka. Okay, hi Ayaka from Dubai. Hey, right, I try to remember, okay, all of you, even though it's like for most of us, we have not in a way personally met each other, okay, but I think nowadays we are living in an era already, period 9 is already here. IT technologies, metaverse, okay, all right, so it's really great for us to be connected here. Hi Jennifer Ong. Okay, it's the same thing as I mentioned. Really appreciate it if you can help me to share this session out so that we can actually reach out to more people. All right, so today's topic itself is fuyin. Is it a gift or a curse? Now of course, to many of you probably it's like, no, you have heard about the word fuyin. In fact, some of you could be practitioners. You have gone to some classes before. You know that in terms of Chinese astrology, in the tools of 八字, or the 8 characters, right? Okay, there's this term called fuyin and fanyin. All right, And most of the time, right, a lot of people got very concerned when they see this happening in their chart. Okay, so I thought that, especially, okay, the date that I've been like, sharing with you all, the very special date that comes by only 180 years once, okay, for those of you who have attended my Grand Centurion Portal workshop, okay, which was complimentary, which is free, okay, fully sponsored by J Group, you know that this date that I've shared with you, the so special date itself, is all fuyin, okay? So probably some of you will be thinking, it's like fuyin, okay, a lot of people have learned, okay, even for me, they are like, they're my teachers and some of my sifus, even in Hong Kong and all that, every time they look into the classics, right, there are certain terms for fuyin, okay, so they say, these terms as fuyin, they say it's like, fan yam, fuk yam, loi, huk yap loi yam yam, means like, somehow it's like when the fuyin comes here, right, okay, it's like you will be in a way washed by tears, okay, like, like loi lam lam itself means it's like, the tears are washing over your face, okay, so therefore, most of the times, in fact, all the times I have heard from all practitioners and all gurus out there, okay, they always term fuyin as something bad, something scary, something is like, it is like, when you have fuyin, it means something bad will happen to you. Now, I beg to differ, okay, it's like throughout my understanding of Fan Yin and Fuyin all these years, okay, by looking into experimenting into my own chart, and also like I would say like up to now it's like thousands of charts that I've gone through, okay, with my clients and all that throughout so many years, okay, I realized that fuyin is not exactly as like, what a lot of people has been thinking, okay, so Ayaka, what is fuyin? I'm waiting for your Party Practitioner Masterclass, okay, so fuyin itself, okay, that's what we are going to talk about tonight, okay. Now, fuyin is when you see, okay, in a chart itself, a repetition, okay, of the same pillar appearing, okay, together at the same time. That is fuyin. For those of you, Tony Lau, Teresa Goh, Jenny Low, those of you who've just joined in, today we'll talk about fuyin in a chart, okay. What does it mean, okay? So let me bring out my slides over here. All right, so that all of you will have a better understanding into what exactly is fuyin. Now, first thing is, how do you tell whether a person is going through a fuyin or not? Okay, now fuyin in Chinese we call fuk yam. Okay, so the meaning of fuyin, it means that in the chart itself, okay, it is a repetitions going on, okay, with the same pillars. Example here. Now this is a special date, okay, somehow that I've discovered, okay, for next year on the 18th of February 2022. Okay, so many of you has actually attended the Grand Centurion Portal workshop. You know why this date is so special. I'm not going to dwell into that, okay? So those of you, if you have not attended the Grand Centurion Portal workshop, okay, I will have no time, okay, to come up with another English session, all right? So if you are keen, okay, to actually in a way, like, or want to actually watch this workshop or whatever, do drop me a note. For those of you who have not attended, okay, let me know when you watch this. If you're interested, let me know. I will see what I can do with my team, okay? Most likely, I can't do a live physical workshop, but I will see how that we can edit the contents, okay, of the workshop that we have done, okay, previously, and if can get, when we can allow access to you, so that, of course, it can reach out to more people as well, okay? But all that is also subjective to the demand, okay? So if there's any one of you who have yet to attend, in fact, we have done 3 rounds, okay? In these 3 rounds itself, we have like, first 2 rounds we have 1,000 over, the third round we have like 500 over. So altogether we have 2,000 over, okay, participants in this Grand Centurion Portal. All right, so if you have yet to watch it, do drop a note, okay, into the comments, okay, and let us know that you want a replay on the Grand Centurion Portal, okay, so that I know that there are some people following my page who have yet to attend this session, okay, so me and my team can discuss about that. Okay, don't come back to here. Now, when I talk about the Grand Centurion Portal, it means that on that special date in 2022, February 18, okay, when we found the date itself, the date comes with a chart that looks like this, okay? So this is a parts chart that you can see from the year and the month and the day and the hour. Even though if you do not know parts, like Ayaka, okay? If you have not attended parts masterclass yet, but you can see here, okay, the pattern that it has formed, okay, with this particular chart itself on that day. Now, sometimes we will have a fuyin in our chart. Probably it is formed within our natal chart. Means we are born with two pillars, either the year with the month, or the year with the day, or the year with the hour, so on and so forth. Okay, all right. It can actually appear in our chart, like in my chart. Okay, there is a fuyin between the year and the hour. Okay, it means that the two pillars looks exactly the same. Now, sometimes we can form a fuyin whenever we go through certain years. Example, those of you who are probably 60 years old this year, okay, you were also born 60 years ago in a Sin Chou year, means metal ox year. So after 60 years, the metal ox comes again, and this year will be a fuyin year for you. Or probably some of you will have this metal ox in any of your pillars in your chart naturally, okay? So when this year comes, it forms a fuyin to your chart, okay? And it also can form through your luck pillar, okay? So I'm not going into so much detail into it. If you know it, you know it. If not, probably just focus into your own natal chart first, the 4 pillars, okay, to see whether you have reputation on the heavenly stem and also earthly branches, okay. Do excuse me if you see that my camera is like myself here is like lagging and all these things, okay. Just as long as you can hear me, as long as hopefully the sound is going through smoothly, do let me know, okay. If all of you can hear me clearly, okay, if the sound is not lagging, that is all that I'm asking for, okay. So it's like if you see a repetitions in your chart, it means that you are going through a fuyin on that particular year or that particular luck pillar. All right. So for next year, when we in a way found or selected this date, right, somehow I've shared that this become a very special date, okay, when it comes to like, you know, date selections and how to say, aligning all the stars and the planetary alignment together, because it is not common for you to be able to find such a date, okay. This date itself, okay, the speciality of this date will only come back after 180 years later. After you miss 18th of February, it won't comes by again until 180 years later, okay. So now the question is, okay, what is like fuyin all about, okay? What is like fuyin all about, okay? And what is its impact on us? Now, first of all, we need to understand. Thank you, Tai Yok Wei, okay, for letting me know that, okay, the sound is good. As long as the sound is good, okay, it will be fine. Now, later, who is that? I saw that there's a Donna Poon. You have a question there later. Donna, I will come back to your question later. Let me finish this. Remember later, highlight to me that question. I will answer that later. All right. So when it comes to fuyin, right, a lot of times if you go for classes and all that, even in the classics, okay, they always see fuyin as a sad event. Of somehow that, okay, they say it's like, you know, tears will be washing over your face, okay, that you will feel sad, you will feel disappointed, you will feel like depressed, example, okay, a lot of all these things. In fact, some of them even try to picture, okay, that during a fuyin moment that you'll be on your bed, okay, sobbing over, okay, like imagine, okay, the entire year you are on the bed sobbing over. So to me, you know me, it's like, I cannot just take things as it is without really having the curiosity to go and understand it deeper, okay? So to be honest, I was taught in such a way that fuyin represents this, okay? But it just doesn't make sense to me, as in like why the alignment of the dates like this, okay, will somehow in a way impact us, okay? So much that imagine the whole year will be lying in bed, okay, like crying. And imagine if a person's born on 18 February 2022, imagine the whole life the person will be like washing the face with their tears. I mean, to me, it just doesn't make sense. So I need to understand and really like, you know, discover more into it, as in like, what does fuyin actually means? Now, first of all, in order to understand that, we need to know first what Bazi is all about. When you see all this like water, tiger, okay, when you see the 12 animal sign, the rat, the ox that we're going through this year, okay, what exactly are these animals? Okay, are they really the animals that we see in our daily lives, or in the ancient sort of like culture where you see dragon? Okay, and does the animal sign represents tiger? Okay, or the animal signs represents like a dragon or a rat? Does it mean that you are born in the year of the rat, you really have the characteristics of a rat? Okay, so now all these things you see in the olden days, all these animal signs are given as such, okay, that to represent, okay, something or some elements, okay, that easier for like how to say, okay, normal people, okay, the civilians. In the olden days, we are talking about thousands of years ago, okay, not many people are gifted with like wisdom nor education to learn. In fact, if you're talking about like thousands of years ago, probably you don't even have like, you know, probably schools to actually go, okay. It's like, it's a lot of like reflection, a lot of like sages, okay, that lived throughout at that time itself, right, okay. They keep on reflecting in life, they have the curiosity to find out and learn more, okay. So it's like you don't have a proper educational system for you to go to. And imagine in such an environment, okay, I find that somehow, as in like the camera is out, okay, I hope that you can hear me. I think maybe probably you just ignore the camera lah, okay. All right, so as long as you can hear me, I hope that all of you can actually hear me now. Oh, hi Jennifer, okay. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. In fact, if you are curious whose J group is and who actually sponsored, okay, all this particular Facebook Live and the Grand Centurion portal, Jennifer Yap, as you can see in the comment, like she's the person behind all these things, okay. So every Wednesday when I bring information to you, she sponsored me. All right, so now come back to this, okay, like what does all this 12 animal sign represent? What does all these 5 elements represent, okay? So now when it comes to the 12 animal sign, okay, so it's like, no, it's just a representative of an element that in the old days, okay, those wise people, okay, that they realize that this animal signs representing certain planetary alignment, certain constellations, certain stars in the universe, okay, that have a certain energy, okay, of all the different types of energy, it holds with them a certain energy that will affect us energetically, because we are all human beings, okay, we are all also energy beings, okay. So in the olden days, when they realized, when they observed the stars, okay, and they observed that when a certain stars move into certain alignment, okay, when they align in different ways, it will impact on us, okay, probably emotionally, okay, affect, okay, generally on the people on earth itself, okay, like energetically or emotionally in a different way, all right. So in the olden days, when all these wise sages, okay, all these forefathers of Chinese astrology, when they realize that they need to actually put it into a system, okay, so that we can study the stars, just like a chef, okay, when the chef discovered some, like, you know, some magical recipe, when they somehow accidentally cook up a storm, okay, right, let's say example, I always like, now I'm like studying very deeply into Lee Kum Kee, right. If you read about like Lee Kum Kee, you know, the Chinese oyster sauce brand, okay, how he actually discovered this oyster sauce is by accident. He accidentally overboiled all these oysters, okay, and eventually the taste of the overboiled oysters itself, right, he feels that, hey, the essence of these oysters, I would say essence, right, tastes good. And then from there, he actually formulated a recipe out of that accidental finding, okay, that he finds that, hey, this will be a good thing that I can actually boil it more to make more essence, and it can help me in terms of my cooking, okay. So the same thing in those ancient times, all these, like, you know, ancient masters, when they discovered Chinese astrology, firstly, they see the stars. When it aligns in a certain pattern, when the sun and moon align, when different stars, okay, in the universe aligns, okay, when different constellation aligns, they find that it actually affects on earth differently. People will have different impact, people will have different emotional effect out of it. So therefore, they now need to actually, in a way, name these stars, these important stars that impact on us, okay, with something that the civilians or these normal farmers or people will understand. Because if you start talking about all the constellations, the scientific names that has been given now, we talk about Jupiter, we talk about Saturn, okay, the chances is all these people don't understand. So therefore, they put the 12 animals, where all the farmers and all these ancient people, they know these animals are all about. So it's easier for these wise people to explain to them, okay? So therefore, we have the 12 animal sign and also the 10 heavenly stamp, okay? It is all made up of nature, the 5 elements, so that everyone, even though if you're not educated, you know this animal sign. Even though you have not educated, you have seen water before, you have seen wood before, you have seen fire before, and you know how these characteristics of wood or fire. Can someone please help me to remove my camera once and for all? Because it's very irritating to see myself, it's like hanging there, okay? So might as well, as long as you can hear me, just listen to me, okay? Without really, in a way, looking at me, like it doesn't matter, all right? So as long as you can look at the charts itself, okay? And that's how they created a party chart, okay? So when a party chart now, okay, it just means that when the the chart actually goes, this system, it means it is referring to the stars in the universe, the planets in the universe, and also the constellations, okay? So every animal sign representing certain stars, okay? Certain strengths, certain weaknesses, all right? So therefore, you see here, when all these animal signs align, like this chart, when you see the tiger, water tiger aligned in 4 of the pillars, it just merely tells us that something is aligning up there in the universe, okay? Like all the stars are aligning, okay? When the stars align itself, okay, it creates, okay, such an impact. So when we do the calculation on Earth itself, it means that whenever we see a chart or whenever the day that comes and give us such a chart, okay, it means that it is telling us that something above us in the universe, in the solar system, okay, some of the stars are aligning, okay? And those of you, if you attended my Grand Centurion Portal workshop, you already know, okay, the impact of this alignment, okay? It all started with the Great Conjunction, all right? So when the Great Conjunction aligns itself, okay, all the stars are aligned. When this aligns, why I call it a portal? Now, a portal, it means that it's a gate or a door at its opening. You see, whenever you see, if you try to see in the olden days up to now, even up to now, okay, a lot of people are doing rituals, okay, meditations, okay, or in the olden days, the shamans, the witches and all that, whenever they see or whenever they observe there's an alignment of the planets, whenever they observe the alignment of the stars, then Earth and Moon and Sun align, okay, then they know it's a special phenomena. Then they will, in a way, do some rituals, okay, or some, like, you know, some spells or whatever. It means that they do certain things, okay, in order for them to make use of all this special date of the alignment. When they see eclipse happening, lunar eclipse or even solar eclipse, then they know that these are special phenomena, okay? So they will do certain rituals or certain things, okay, in order for them to capture or maximize this potential. So therefore, you see, even from the olden days, right, okay, they will wait until the alignment takes place, then they start working on something, okay, or on themselves or do certain rituals, okay, in order to tap into the energy of this alignment, all right? So when we talk about this alignment itself, okay, those of you who attended the Grand Centurion Portal, you know that, okay, during the Grand Centurion Portal, the Saturn and Jupiter, okay, somehow it has aligned in a way, okay, that it is so close to each other, it's like 0.1 degree, that it wouldn't happen again until, okay, at least 800 years later. It is so special and it aligns, okay, in the palace or in the direction of the rat. Okay, it means that it happens in December and all this has been explained. So those of you who miss, okay, the Grand Centurion Portal, do let me know if you like to have the replay so that we can, in a way, arrange for you if there's still people who have yet to watch it. Now, is it possible for all the planets to align like this, as you can see it from here, okay? Now, I wouldn't say that it is impossible, but at least that the next time, if I'm not mistaken, okay, it will take like probably like another how many thousands of years, okay? Then you will see that the potential of the planets to be aligned in a straight line. When I say align in a straight line, it doesn't look like this. This is only for, how to say, demonstration purposes only, okay? So when they say align in a straight line means on Earth, when we see the planets, okay, because the planets are so far from each other, okay? But when we see the planets, it just means that on that particular timing itself, there are 2 or more planets that happens to be falling into the same direction or the same quadrant. And that is what we call a planetary alignment. So when the planetary alignment, right, okay, due to the vacuum or due to the alignment, when it goes into the same vacuum, right, it affects in terms of the energy, the gravitational pull, okay, the electromagnetic field. When it aligns together, when the planets are so near together, okay, in one direction, it impacts on that energetic field. And that energetic field or electromagnetic field, okay, that somehow is impacted by those planetary alignment, it will also in a way felt by us humans on earth, because we are actually made up of energy. Okay, you can try the camera again and see whether it works or not, okay, after a rest. Okay, who knows. So it's like, when you actually in a way, right, okay, when the planets align, okay, those magnetic field, okay, or the energy will somehow impact us on earth. So that when we are on earth, okay, when all these things align, you know that when full moon or eclipse happening, for people who are very sensitive to energy, you can sense it. You can feel the energy is somehow affecting us. It is changing. It has a strong impact on us. So the same thing, okay, when a fuyin happens, it means that there are some planets who are aligning, okay, in a same direction or a same quadrant, okay, up there in the universe. And this alignment, okay, of the planets is going to impact us energetically. And when it impacts us energetically, okay, and we are all emotional beings, okay, we here, okay, somehow, if all of us have a certain unresolved issue, past life issues, this life lessons, okay, a lot of wounds within us, a lot of hurt within us, a lot of things, okay, that we in a way chose not to see, not to focus on, okay, we choose to deny those issues, okay. It can be childhood trauma, it can be rejection, it can be pain, it can be insecurity, it can be fear, okay, whatever it is, whether it is an accumulation of this lifetime or even previous lifetime. Whenever the planets align, okay, we feel it. All these, in a way, past wounds, okay, will be in a way like jolted. It will be shocked, it will be jolted, it will be in a way like pushed awake, okay, so it is revived, okay. So during this moment itself, okay, is the best timing for us to look back into whatever blockages, whatever things that we have to look into, what breakthroughs that we have to clear in order for us to move forward. So therefore, when we see this alignment in the form of a parter chart, like next year, when you see that powerful date happens, okay, and it is supported by the great conjunction which has happened in last year, okay, when you won't be able to actually see this conjunction anymore because it's a very rare insight, okay, as I cannot push my slide here, okay. Right, so my next slide, let me see. Yeah, okay, you can see here, okay, the last year's conjunction up to like early this year itself, right, okay, if you Google about it, the Great Conjunction, you can read all over it. Even NASA have like, articles about it. Read about it. It just says that during this Great Conjunction itself, it's almost like the Christmas star. It is not something that, it comes by, okay, that often, okay. It's a very rare thing, okay. It's like something that you won't see again in like, upcoming hundreds of years later, all right. And due to this conjunction itself, okay, somehow you know that the planets are aligning. And of course, we also see it, okay, in terms of our parts calculation. By next year itself, you know that this impact will impact on Earth. You know, all these planets aligning, right? When they align, okay, we don't see the impact straight away because it's like, all these things are so many, like thousands of light years away. So it will take time, okay, for us to actually, in a way, like have that impact, okay, or in a way feel, okay, the reaction or the effect of it. So therefore, 2 years later, which is in next year, 2022 February, that's how we calculated that date, okay, if I can reverse my slides, okay, all right. This date itself on February 18, okay, you can see that due to the calculation means that by next year, the impact will hit Earth. Okay, it means that we will feel it, the intensity, okay, of this alignment of Jupiter and Saturn. Of course, we feel it throughout this year. But by next year itself, the intensity will even be greater because it's supported by the tools, okay, of the parcel and also supported by our feng shui, the flying stars. All this I have explained during the portal, okay? So when impacted by this, then why does it mean that fuyin? It means that it's a good thing or a bad thing, okay? Because based on the classic, it says that when fuyin happens, okay, you wash your face with tears, okay? It's like, it's like loi lam lam, okay? So does it mean that it's bad? So whenever people hears about this, they freak out. They become scared. They become more fearful. Now, I want to share with you, okay? Now, the fuyin will only impact us negatively, okay, or it will wash over our face with tears when we are unable to let go and learn the lessons we need to learn. All right? So if there is like, certain things that we need to learn, to let go of fear, to let go of certainty, the more we hold on to all these things, okay, the more we will suffer. So when the fuyin happens like this, it means that the doors has opened, okay, for us to break through whatever knots, okay, or ties that we have tied, okay, within ourselves, with our soul, with the energy level, okay. And you know that energy cannot be created nor destroyed, okay. Whatever that we hold on this this lifetime has a lot of energy residue that collected in many previous lifetime. That's why ever since young, when I was raised in the temple, okay, those of you who are familiar with CMU, the KL temple, okay, when I started there, right, okay, there's this old ladies, okay, that somehow, okay, she helped people to see Sam Sai Shi, okay. So if you've heard of that, Sam Sai Shi means, right, okay, it's like a past life regression, okay. It means that you look into a person's date of birth and chart, okay, to try to analyze the past, like the 3 past life. Okay, what are the accumulated lessons? Okay, what are the accumulated sort of like things that this person somehow, okay, that will affect on our this lifetime? Okay, so that is what, okay, in Taoism we are doing that. Of course, in even Westerns, okay, you have past life regressions, okay, how people go and revisit their past life. Even in, like, you know, psychiatrists and all that, you know, even Western, okay, Western medication as well, okay, even though it's like Western medical terms, they do not in a way believe in past life. But if you look at hypnosis, I mean, hypnosis is something that a psychiatric will actually perform. Hypnosis and all these things is also in a way trying to bring you back to your past, okay? So all these things, because we know there's certain energy within us, okay, that holds us with the lessons of the past. So when this special dates comes about, whenever the fuyin comes about, it depends on the intensity of the fuyin, okay? If the fuyin come about only 2 pillars, the intensity is not that great, okay? If the fuyin comes about with 3 pillars, of course it's greater. Now it's with 4 pillars. So the higher the intensity, the impact of this particular energy on us is higher. So it really depends on whether how ready we are to embrace this. Means that if all this while we have been living a life in denial, we know that somehow there are certain things we need to learn with our career. We are unhappy, we are like, you know, we are depressed, we are overworking ourselves due to our own value, our own fear that we cannot lose a job, even though we know so much that this job is not honoring our soul or honoring our energy, but we still choose to be part of it. And during a portal opening like this, it means that during a sessions when the fuyin happens like this, we have no chance but to face this reality. So for people who are not ready to face it, they will feel what? They will feel depressed, they will feel sad, they will feel that it is the worst thing that could happen to their life because they are not ready to see the truth. They are not ready to actually know that the problem is with themselves, right? They are still looking and hoping that the problem is something else, okay? It will be like, you know, it's a society, it is no choice because everyone is like that, okay? So when we have that mentality, then the fuyin will impact us like a curse, a repeating curse that keep on projecting again the same, like, how to say, reality to us. Now, in other words, for Buddhism, we call this karma. Okay, karma means that now you have a projection of the same thing again and again, repeated itself, repetitive, okay? So it's like, you know, whenever you see this, a lot of people are afraid of our own karma. That's why it's like people on the spiritual path, then they are aware that their purpose in this lifetime is to learn this karma, break the loop, okay, make that breakthrough so that now they can be freer to progress further, so that they are not tied down by all this karma. But how many of us are ready for that? How many of us are really ready to embrace? People will come to a consult, even up to now, in this modern era that we are like living in. Some people even preempt us before a consult to tell me, it's like, Jessie, can you just tell me the good things? Okay, don't tell me the bad news. I mean, honestly, if you have that mentality, don't come to me. In fact, in a chart, if I tell you only the good things, it is not helping you, you know. It is putting you in a more denial. But you are helping me. You are making me richer, honestly. Okay? But when you come to a consultation, it's because you want to know what is it there for you to break through. What is it there that you have probably due to our own fear or our own ego that we have missed to pay attention to? That's why you need a consultant, so that we can unbiasedly look into your chart to tell you what you need to work on, okay? It's not that for you to come to us and tell you the good news. It's like, what's the point? That is really living in self-denial. But let's say for people who are not ready to face the truth, when a fuyin chart or a fuyin happening to you, okay? Now, if your own chart having fuyin, it means that you are learning this in your own place, in your own timing, okay? Because that's your chart. Now, when a fuyin happening, okay, overall in those years and day and month, okay, it means that this is something that none of us can escape, okay? It is something that everyone will be affected, because now it's not personal, you know, it's overall. We're talking about huge planetary alignment, okay, that whether you like it or not, no matter where you hide, okay, you'll be exposed to it. So when these things happen, okay, in a generic year, on that year that is affecting the energy of the year, none of us can hide. All right? So now the thing is, the purpose of what we are doing of the Grand Centurion Portal, why all this Facebook Live, okay, is actually to tell you to face this, to have the awareness of what you'll be going through. So a lot of people now that the intensity is getting more and more, because we are actually approaching February 18, right? When the intensity is getting more and more, all this like karmic loop, all this fear, all this repetitive projection is intensified. It comes like greater in terms of impact. You will see that, okay, if you've been like changing job all this while, you've been going through the same loop again and again, now you felt that you are almost going back into the same loop. You have that feeling coming up. If you're going to a relationship hopping, means that every of your ex or boyfriends or even exes and all that, right? It has a certain pattern in your life, okay? At the end of the day, it ends up with like lacking of trust or end up with betrayers. And now you will feel that impact is getting greater, and you can almost sense it is like repeating again, all right? So therefore, why we need to share this is like, try not to actually live in fear when you sense that pattern coming back again to you, because it is all in a way projected by the big picture. You can't, or we can't run away from it. Might as well we get to know what we can make the best out of it. What else can be done? What can we learn? What is our, in a way, karmic loop? Okay, what is it that we have, in a way, probably consciously or subconsciously choose to avoid to learn? Okay, therefore, this moment itself is the best time for us to go into a reflective mode, okay? To reflect, to honestly face ourselves, to think what has been the pattern in our life that has been happening, either in relationship, either in career, okay, whatever it is in our life. What is the repetitive pattern? Find that pattern out, understand it more, try to break it, okay? Because first thing, when awareness is there, partially of the wounds has been healed. Okay, because we are now putting the awareness. Awareness is like a light, a laser beam. When the laser beam in a way shine into a certain wound in our body, okay, or certain things or that we avoid, that we've been keeping in the shadow, where we are avoiding to see. When now we have the awareness to go and dig into all this shit and shine, okay, the awareness on them, already most part of it has already been healed. Okay, if you're talking about healing and all these things, all this past wound, once we have the awareness into it, most part of it has been healed. Okay, the rest of it is just that we have to move, work more into it so that we can thoroughly cleanse, okay, all these things. So therefore, during a sessions like this or moment, during like years like this, it's the best time, okay, for us to work on like the past, to work on whatever is like ties that we have, the karmic ties, the karmic loops, the karmic patterns, okay, that we have in a way realized, okay, even in this lifetime, because who we are, how we behave, okay, partially the personality that we in a way like inherited in this lifetime, 1/3 of it is from heaven. And 1/3 of it, that's a heaven start, means it's not that we can choose. And that is the part, is a collective, okay, lessons, okay, through our past life. So if we pay attention to this, okay, and have the awareness of this, we don't have to live in fear. In fact, living in fear is not going to help. Nothing will help if you continue to, oh my God, I got fuyin, oh my God, it will be a bad year. Then you suspect, okay, is it like my partner is going to betray on me? Is it my job issues, or is it my health issues? Then you keep speculating this, okay, in a negative way, which is not contributing to our life positively, okay? So therefore, I really urge to you, this is the best timing now. This Friday, okay, is a new moon, all right? Whenever new moon full moon, November is such a special month itself because I have already talked about the heavens portal opening, okay? And the heavens portal is opening now. That when it opens, when this portal opens, imagine when the fuyin happens, when everything is aligned, it creates that void. The void means that now we can actually revisit. It's like a free highway, okay? It's like a freeway highway that now we can go back into different fragments of our life or even past life easier, okay? Because everything is aligned together, easier to find out what is the pattern, what is the problem, what are the breakthroughs, what do I have to learn, okay? And this is the best timing for us to either use astrology, it can be any other tools, okay? Or meditations, okay? To help us to get back into realizing all these blockages within us. All right, so if you understand, I hope that, I'm not sure whether I'm trying to be ambitious, okay? Because a lot of you probably first timers, you have not even heard about Bazi, and then suddenly it's like fuyin and all these things, okay? Because normally these are the things that we talk in practitioner classes, but I guess that now it's like people needs this information, okay? Because this information, right, okay, as long as we can keep on sharing it, you learned it, as long as you have the heart, okay, to learn and to maximize your potential, to break through your life so that you can live freely, okay, more freer, okay, and relieve your soul itself, okay, all these informations will be able to help you and guide you, okay? So I really hope that you understand what I'm trying to share with you. If you're a practitioner, I'm sure you understand what I mean. If you're first timers, I really urge you, okay, if you have not watched the Grand Centurion Portal workshop or attended any of the workshop, just 2,000 over people who have attended, do drop me a message on the comment, let us know, okay, if you are interested, okay, then I will see how I can edit the replay and I can share with you the important information. All right? Off jogger. Huh? Can you hear me? Yeah. Is it?
Your voice is still going.
Oh, my voice is still going, right? Okay, because we have a lot of all these issues going on. All right. So the thing is, okay. So now that I've shared this with you, okay. All right. If you have any questions, do ask me, okay? Because I'm not sure, okay. As in, I'm not sure whether you're
disconnected from the Wi-Fi.
I'm not sure whether you can hear me because here is totally not loaded. Can you still see me? Is it still going on?
It's still going on.
All right, it is still going on, right? Okay. All right, so whatever our conversation means that they're still listening to it. Okay, good. All right, so now, okay, if you can flesh out, okay, what I have, okay, installed this coming Friday. I know many of you has actually attended, okay, this meditation workshop. And in fact, many of you have signed up, okay? If I'm not mistaken, we should have no more than 100 people, okay, attending this Friday's New Moon workshop, okay, where it is the dark night of the soul, okay? So can you share that? Is people looking at that already?
I share already.
Yeah, as in can you share? Okay, people can see this already, right? Okay, good. All right, because I can't see it here, okay? So it's the Dark Night of the Soul workshop, okay? If you're interested, is happening this Friday, which is a new moon, okay? This is an experiential workshop. It means that you come here inside the workshop, again, it brings awareness, okay? It means that now in November, in this new moon, what are the awareness that we have to, in a way, enlighten in our mind? What are the things we have to learn, okay? So that when we have the awareness and then we also have a certain, in a way, meditation, okay? Different types of meditation for us, okay? To actually prepare ourselves. Hopefully can guide us to go deeper into our reflection, okay? To guide us into understanding, what are the things that we have to break through or heal within ourselves emotionally, energetically, and also physically. And the workshop itself will normally end with a sound session. Now this sound session means that, okay, at the end of the workshop, okay, you'll be lying down, okay, and we will have a lot of live sound tools, okay, sound healing tools. We have the gongs, we have the singing bowls, okay, but I won't disclose all because every time you are not expecting, okay, what to expect. And that's how during the sound session itself, you will be in a way having a sound bath, means that you'll be cleansing the energy, realigning the energy within you. As I say, it's an experiential workshop. If you're interested, you can actually join. Okay, this particular workshop for this Friday, it is 80 ringgit. But if you click onto the link itself, you have an option to buy a package. Okay, so every new moon and full moon, we will have this sort of workshop. Okay, so if you are joining this Friday, if you want to buy a package, you can buy for this Friday workshop together with November 19, which is a partial lunar eclipse. Now, The eclipse one, I will urge all of you, don't miss it. It's even more powerful. It's even more powerful than new moon or full moon, okay? So if you want, you can buy the package, okay? That it will sum up to 60 ringgit per workshop. Okay, so when you click in, the package availability is inside the link itself. Either you scan the QR code or you can actually click onto the comment below. Okay, then this is for the experiential workshop. Okay, for us to actually try to meditate, okay, into ourselves, our deeper subconscious, to understand more, okay, about ourselves and feel different sensations in our body, to see any, I would say, blockages of energy, and how to in a way get rid of it, okay, break through it, okay, and understand it. All right, now if this workshop doesn't cost up to you, I will have another breakthrough workshop on November. Okay, right, can you hear me? Oh yeah, okay, yep, thank you. So thanks for reminding that. Now, for those of you who have signed up, I know more than 100 of you have signed up for this workshop. Remember, all right, it is written there on what to prepare for the workshop. But just in case, okay, you have missed that, remember this Friday, I need you to prepare a candle. Now, it can be a candle this big or the normal, white candle, okay? White candle I want, okay? The normal tall one, but not birthday candles. It means that this candle needs to be able, okay, to burn steadily for at least 15 minutes or 20 minutes, okay? So it needs to be a white candle, like bigger preferably, okay, with a plate, okay, to actually support it. Now remember to prepare yourself for the best experience, okay, year start, okay? The year plug that actually in a way you can get in any pharmacies. The one that I got here is from 3M. It is pretty good. It's not expensive. You have like a few ringgit, or this one is actually, I think if I'm not mistaken, like 30 ringgit, okay, from Guardian Pharmacy, you can get it. Now prepare this, okay, for this Friday, the meditations, we need the candles at the same time with an ear plug, okay? So remember to prepare this for the best experience. So if you do not have the candle, then you might not be able to follow, okay, the whole session itself to have that impact, okay? So I really suggest you to prepare yourself with the candle and also the ear plug. Now also prepare some books or boxes, okay, to ensure that you can raise the candle or align the candle to your eye level. Okay, it means that when you're seated either on a chair or seated cross-legged on the floor, I want the candle, okay, to actually in a way align to your eye level. Means you're looking straight and the candle is just right in front of you. All right, so do prepare all these things for this Friday workshop. Now, if you are not in a way caught to this, then I would suggest you to come on December. I have the breakthrough workshop that is based on your own Bata chart, the Grand Centurion Breakthrough Workshop. Right? So this workshop is actually happening on the 11th of December, 2 to 6 p.m. The last one I have 2 to 5, 500 over people have attended, but we exceeded the time, not enough time. So this time we are doing it at 2 to 6 p.m. Now, if you're interested, this workshop is 128 ringgit, all right, where we will be using your own personal chart to guide you and teach you onto what are the keys that you need to learn, the key lessons and the key breakthroughs, okay, in this lifetime, okay? What are the keys that you have yet to collect, okay? And how it can manifest in your daily life to affect you and how to break through it, okay? It means that it is all learning into your own chart. Understand more about yourself, okay? Which part of yourself somehow has been stuck energetically and how to break through it, how to retrieve this key so that when next year the Grand Centurion Portal special dates arrive, okay, somehow you can unstuck ourselves, or we can unstuck ourselves easier, okay? So if you feel called to this workshop itself, is happening on December 11, okay? Scan on the QR code or actually click it onto the comment below, okay, so that you can sign up for the workshop as well. All right, we are recently, okay, in a way, having a lot of issues with the Wi-Fi, okay, and I expect even more, okay, when the solar flare really takes place, okay, it will maximize all these issues will even be heightened, okay? So to me, it's like we'll just do whatever it can, okay, or whatever it takes to bring all this information to you. All right, so Donna was saying, right, Donna Poon earlier was saying, hi Jessie, referring to activation direction. If the location is facing a wall, okay, and behind the wall is a toilet, should I place the water pill next to the wall or behind the wall where the toilet is situated? Okay, just next to the wall. Okay, try to actually put it, okay, in a location where it is more open, rather than inside an enclosed area. If it's like just outside a storeroom, instead of putting in the storeroom, just put right outside the storeroom next to the wall. Okay, so that will be better. All right, honestly, I'm not sure whether any of you are still there. If you're still like following this, okay, all right, really thank you to all of you. I'm so sorry, okay, for like, you know, all the disruptions and all that, okay. I really appreciate all of you, okay, to be here, okay, spending your time or your night with me, okay. I really appreciate that. And yeah, okay, so if you have any more questions, okay, any more questions that I can see here?
What if cannot find white chrysanthemum?
Oh, if you can't find white chrysanthemum, it's fine. Just use any colors will do, all right? We do the best that we can. Now, candles, the same thing. If you cannot find white candle, then use, it can be pink candle, it can be green candle, it is fine. But white is the best, okay? If you can have the white candle, that will be the best effect. But if you can't find it, then use whatever candles. It's still better than no candles at all. All right, so any more questions, because I really can't see it here.
There were a few questions about what if the fuyin is happening in the different places.
Okay, when the fuyin is happening in different places, of course, that one is like, you know, if you have learned this before, different pillars will have different impact on us. Besides, for example, if the year and the month we have represents different things, and that one, if you're a practitioner, you should know this. If you're a first timer, then it is a deeper understanding into it, okay. So I won't be covering that, okay. So in a way, I mean, if you try to look back, you know, sometimes when I share, okay, my sharings, right, I do put out these parts of palaces, like what represented by the year, what represented by the year, even the month, and so on and so forth. Even last year, 12 animal sign, I did share about that, okay. So if you're curious enough, you want to find out, okay, look for all the sharings that I've actually shared using parts of palaces, okay. Do your homework, refer back to it so that you understand each palaces, what does it mean, and that is what are the aspects in your life that the fuyin is going to impact you. All right, so yeah, where to sign in on the November 19th. Now, November 19th workshop is a lunar eclipse workshop, okay. It's part of the how to say, just now when you click into the link of the Dark Night of the Soul, you have the option to buy the package, okay. So you can click in onto that particular link as well, okay. Tan Yok Wei, thank you. If there's no more questions, okay, yeah, okay, if you can see, you can scan on the QR code or you can actually press on the link. All right, if there's no more questions, then I guess, yeah, that's it for tonight. Angel Tan asked about the chrysanthemum, okay. So if you don't have the white chrysanthemum, it is fine, all right. You just use like whatever that you have, okay. So it's like, you know, just like do it better than like having that flower bath is still better than not having a flower bath. All right, so thank you so much to all of you. Thank you for your patience, and please do, in a way, like excuses for the terrible, like, you know, how to say, connection today. All right, so as far as the information gets through you, all right, that is the ultimate goal. All right, so thank you so much to all of you. Thank you to J Group, Jennifer Yap, for sponsoring this session itself. We will try to actually find out. We've been trying on it for a few weeks, okay. I have no idea what is the issue. All right, is it the Wi-Fi? Is it the laptop? Okay, is it the camera? But we will continue to actually try to find out the issues, okay? So thank you so much to all of you. Stay safe, take care. And for those of you who joined this new moon workshop on Friday night, I'll see you on Friday, okay? Bye-bye. Good night.